back in the news. This time, not exactly for the wrong reasons. But it was funny because the story came out, I believe, Wednesday or Tuesday. And then a follow-up came the following day. But he was apparently auctioning his Super Bowl ring. The one when they beat the Bills. I don't think it was their first Super Bowl, but...
the second one, the 39-20 game, not the Norwood game?
It may have been that.
Yeah.
May have been that.
Okay.
But he was apparently unaware that this said ring was being auctioned. He apparently gave it to his son, and his son must be falling on hard times as much as his father, who I believe recently filed for bankruptcy, maybe for the third, fourth time. I'm not sure. But he was unaware. The bidding started slow, but it ended up going for over $250,000, I believe.
230.
230. I wrote that incorrect. That's why it didn't seem right. And so, good for his son. Lawrence, LT ended up saying that he was fine. He gave it to his son. He can do what he wants to do with it. As long as he's not a 15-year-old hooker, I guess LT doesn't care.
Yeah, that's less good news.
Right.
16, get it right.
She was 16.
Yeah, that is right here.
At least it was a girl. Yeah.
But it is the oldest going profession, and that is correct. He finally words of truth come out of his mouth. But a side story, we did mention OC Umanor last week in his Twitter battle with LaShawn McCoy. Could tell it's been some months since football season, but I do, in fact, take breaks from that. But OC vowed if he got over 500,000 followers, he would buy the ring and give it back to LT. He fell far short. Far short.
We were just going to let you try
Right.
to sort that one out.
Yeah, exactly. I warned y'all going into this. I don't know what my brain is cluttered with. I have nothing really going on.
But when he wanted 1 million followers, and then when it was clear he wasn't going to make it, he moonwalked out of it and went to 500K.
Did he? Well, he only ended up with 55,000, I think. But I would have thought he would have had that already.
Yeah,
So did he not gain any new followers through this?
I wasn't following him, but
No, I haven't either. He just seems like
see, there we go.
he seems like a decent guy. Why would I follow him? A guy I'm eating spaghetti with my wife. I don't want to. We want debauchery. We don't want. I want these guys
He's too clean. Yeah.
right, as role models, but I'm not following their Twitter account.
You got to follow Rodman or somebody like that.
Right. I mean, that's
You and your admirable traits. Yeah,
Right.
go to hell.
I'm not following you.
No, that's it's what it is. We as a society we look for the car wreck, not the pretty clean. That's why I have no followers. I think I don't know, but I'm going with that.
I have no followers because my Twitter handle cannot be spelled. So I figured that would be
That would be one reason.
one way to avoid having followers.
Right. Yeah. No, that's what we're going for.
Because I like Twitter, but I also like MySpace.
MySpace or
Just-
your
no,
space?
you're still on that?
Still on
Oh,
that?
God, no.
I thought there was like a music sharing thing now. I
Yeah, I
didn't
didn't know. They still do.
My grandfather was on MySpace.
yeah.
Get real. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right.
I like how you both went there.
Right, we did. Yeah. Another crappy segue. Speaking of the Bills, we talked about them with the ring. O.J. Simpson back in the news as well. Another degenerate of the former NFL players. His lawyer actually is filing for. He filed a 94-page document that alleging that Simpson was badly represented, and
By himself?
I was going to say, was he his initial lawyer?
I thought he was.
What do you just write? I suck
I
over
suck.
and over again.
Can I get a second chance, please?
50 pages of that had to be like a flip book.
Right, of him,
not
in jail
doing
board or stabbing.
doing the robot.
Right.
Stuff. Gee.
It's odd actually. It's weird, but
He get his JD degree at ITT Technical Institute or something. Or?
probably. And who can OJ hire at this point? And I think we can all agree he should be in jail, even if the new rumors are his son did it. But he
Really?
still was. Yeah.
I haven't been
I
going-
hadn't heard that one.
I haven't been going to the black people meetings. I don't know whether we're supposed to
this
say
is-
he
this
didn't.
is just why we brought you here.
I don't think we're supposed to. I don't know whether we're supposed to admit that he did it on air or not. I think so.
I think it would have been easier.
I think it's okay. He did it.
Right, and it would have been easier if it was two other brown people, but it was like the whitest people. that he killed. Like the whitest waiter and the whitest woman. She was like Miss White America at the time, other than Brooke Shields. Like it was.
She was pretty white.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she made us perceive OJ as white. That's how white she was. So that's a
tough one.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's what she said.
So it's about time. It's actually the first time
Hey,
that's come in.
That took longer than I
That's
thought.
amazing.
That's
Yeah.
what she, oh, wow.
Oh man, I'm just.
Can't have the inaugural and the second.
I'm just the setter here. I'm just lobbing these up.
So anyway, he's in jail. It's where he belongs. I don't understand why that's even become
I guess you gotta try.
Well,
I mean,
and-
if you're in jail, you gotta come up with something.
right. And it's a paycheck, maybe for the lawyer. I don't know who's paying him.
Well, the lawyer would take it, of course, yeah,
Right.
because of the money. Yeah,
Right.
Does OJ have any money left, or
That's what I'm saying.
The
I
civil
don't-
suit clean him out.
He sold it all. That's what he was. I think that's why he's incarcerated, is because he went back to get his
steal his stuff
memorabilia
back. Yeah.
and that he sold. So
It wasn't for the sentimental value.
no,
Oh, okay.
it wasn't.
Apparently
for the
not.
sentimental.
Man,
Now you got bats. Wasn't nothing sentimental about that. He was trying to get his stuff back where he could sell it again, maybe.
yeah, it's OJ. We've spent 3 minutes, so we've spent too much. I'll let the sheik determine what the OJ deserves.
Yeah,
the
what
old
if-
country way.
Make him
is
home.
OJ on
Yeah.
Twitter?
Right? I hope not.
They might let you.
Hope
do
he
that
doesn't.
now.
Right? Who knows anymore?
Yeah, it's because
Sometimes
he's messed up enough that he probably has more followers than OCO.
exactly. And that's exactly that goes back to our previous point.
Yeah.
But
Still looking for the real killers.
Yeah, that's what he's tweeting as he looks in the mirror. But we talked a lot about the NBA last week, and I wanted to go back and do that again. I mentioned that we're going to do a top 11 list because everyone else does 10. And so I wanted to combine our NBA playoff update, our rehashing, however you want to call it, with our top 11 this week. So I've come up with 11 questions to propose to three of us on the current state of the playoffs. And with all that stuff that's gone on with the Heat this week, I figured we should start with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and this will probably lead to how I would answer this question. I mean, they're looking for excuses, not the team itself, but the media and the Dwayne Wade stuff. He clearly is playing different. Are these rumors true that he's injured?
Yeah, and today the cat kind of came out of the bag. It seemed like clearly he's dealing with some sort of knee deal, and he's off and on. His elevation isn't great, and they're having to rub on him more than they normally would during halftime. There's no jokes, please. That's not like a Magic Johnson in the 80s type thing, but
Or Isaiah Thomas, yes.
or Isaiah Thomas, or maybe it was Magic and Isaiah. I don't know, but he was hurt.
Really? You think so?
He was hurt, and on top of that, he just hadn't shot well this year. I mean, that's
Has he shot well ever?
well, that was a lie going forward because of that title that they got donated by the Mavericks that he was the end-all, be-all. When Michael Jordan's at the house watching the game saying, man, you're shooting a lot of free throws. That's a lot of free
Yeah,
throws.
there's a lot of driving to the hoop, but not a lot of jump shots.
Yeah. But he banks, when you make a bank shot, everybody just assumes you're the greatest shooter ever because like, ooh, yeah, that takes so much skill to bank. Ah, shit. But he was hurt. And then when you relinquish control of a team that's your team, because that's his city, he's the one with the hardware for that team. And for him to have to get on TV and to get in the blogs and get everywhere and say, this is LeBron's team, I'm just a guy and I'm here to help him win a title, that's a lot to ask of a guy. And then when LeBron goes into I don't feel like playing mode, you're stuck
The
with it.
final 2 minutes.
Yeah, now you're stuck. Like, hey, I gave this team to you
Right.
because this is supposed to be you. Like, I'm gonna randomly get 20 points here and there, and when the game's on the line, I'm throwing the ball to you because you wanted this to be about you. This is you. Make it be you.
Right. Good. Stephon, you think he's
Yeah.
injured?
I think the way he throws his body around, playing 8 years now. I
Just
think,
8. Wow.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, I guess let's see. Yeah. 03. Yeah, that's right.
It is. Marquette, Final Four.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if, especially toward the end of a season, he's just always hurting.
Right, yeah.
So how much pain does it take to call him injured?
I completely agree. Yeah, I think he's worn out.
Yeah. and he, apparently played a great game today that I missed. And
You did miss it.
picked it
At
up.
the Astros
but,
game. Jeez.
Hey, maybe I was there to watch the Rangers. They're a good team.
And I gave you that excuse right when you walked in.
He said wearing his brightly colored Astros jersey.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I don't think he's severely hurt. And he's a guy who's learned to play with pain.
Right.
So.
I tend to agree. I do. I think it's wear, not tear. I guess the quickest way to do it.
Ooh, nice.
And to say it.
Hey,
But
I like
T-shirts.
yeah, well, we got a couple of those.
We got to branch out. We
Yeah,
can get
we-
T-shirts
yeah.
together. Yeah.
Yes.
Might have to have a T-shirt intervention with you, Art. I don't know.
Oh, we've been over this.
Right. Well, we don't. Yeah.
Some
No,
other time.
I've quietly sustained. Or I guess just sustained is right. A few that you left behind. But
Oh, for T-shirts. Huh?
yes. Well, okay. So all that said, are the Heat still our pick to come out of the East?
Well, yeah, that's a good one. Obviously, as soon as I picked them last week, they started
Going to poop.
stinking and arguing and looking like
Coach and player.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
That sort of thing really shouldn't be happening on the sideline.
Did you see the Dwight Howard thing before the game today?
No, I didn't know.
No, you were at the Astros game.
Yes.
But he apparently confronted one of the players. That'll be for next week. But
Spelstra or
Oh, no,
no.
Juwan.
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 Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Stevenson or something.
Yeah, so it's a second-year guy.
Oh, is it the guy who
That
did the choke? Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah, Juwan.
'Cause Juwan played here, and he's a good. I mean, going to restaurants and doing the dining experience as much as I do in the city, and I don't even know how this conversation came up. I think he was at the restaurant at the same time I was. He's got a good rap through, as being a good guy, and of course he was on my UFC. I'll throw around my and then insert said team, but my Fab Five, and he, I always root for him, but I'm not sure what Juwan Howard's doing the dirty work, I guess, for the other fellas, and that's fine. He's earned that.
Well, he got the time because he's not playing.
Right.
Yeah, averaged 1.5 points per game this
Right.
season.
He's just he's hey, get a ring, man.
Well, he's trying to be a size guy because they have zero size, but they can't even put him in there for fouls. now.
Right. It's been Dexter Pittman, filling in underneath.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Texas.
Yeah. I don't want to tangent too much. Let's go back to
Oh, sorry.
your analysis of.
Where was
So are they still your pick?
Are they still
in
my
the
pick?
East? And it's harder for you than it
Yeah.
would be for us.
Yeah, I think I think they'll right the ship and they'll come out of this series with Indy. It might take 7. In fact, it probably will take 7.
Well, today was a must-win, and they got it
Yeah,
on the road.
I
so.
had them in 6 before, and I'd have to back off from that at this point after games 2 and 3. But I still got them coming out of the East.
Yeah, I'm struggling with this because they're the type of team. I had an issue with them from the time they got together. The smoke machines, the NWO guitar riffs, and the
7 titles.
the not 2, not 3.
We talked about it last week. They threw a concert.
I mean, I had such a big problem with that. The only thing I liked about it is that it would bring some sort of hostility to the NBA. Because the NBA was a big love fest and everybody hugging each other and, oh, you scored 38 points on me and we lost by 20. Oh, I love you. You had a good game. And,
Let's go have dinner.
I'm going to tweet pics of you and me. We're going to be sitting over here eating steaks and having a good time after you come down there and dunk on us every other play. And I felt like that was going to create the animosity necessary to be like, really? You just think you're going to show up with 3 guys and nobody else and just fill your roster with a whole bunch of out-of-work guys that are just trying to land on some team, playing for free. I had a big problem with that, and I had a great time watching them get beat last year. That said, I got to pick them because I don't trust Boston, and I don't trust the Pacers. I think the Pacers had them where they wanted them early today. They had all the energy. They were getting all the shots they wanted. Miami was playing frazzled. All the role players still weren't coming through in the first quarter.